Well, we're going to stop collecting epiphanies and start creating change. Because it's not enough to have a moment of clarity. We all love those aha moments. The epiphanies where something suddenly makes sense. But here's the truth. An epiphany without action is just entertainment for your mind. Let me say that again. We all love those aha moments. Those moments where you're like, man, I got it. That's it. The epiphanies were something suddenly makes sense. But here's the truth. An epiphany without action, that is without corresponding action, is just entertainment for your mind. Today we're going to be talking about an epiphany. Epiphanies. Well, we're going to stop collecting epiphanies and start creating change. Because it's not enough to have a moment of clarity. It's not enough to have a vision for your life. It's not enough to want to be more, to do more, to have more. You have to be the person that, what's the last part? Do more. It's not enough to want to those things. We must have corresponding action and get to stepping, get to getting things done. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Well, first of all, what is an epiphany? And I looked this up on Chat GPT. An epiphany is a sudden insight or realization of truth. But by itself, it changes nothing. Now, I don't know about you, but I've had several epiphanies in my life where I had this moment of clarity and I got all excited. My emotions really got me started. And I thought I was about to make some things happen. Some things that I really wanted to happen. Things I was capable of happening. Things I talked about for years. Things I've seen. Matter of fact, I can go back to when I was 17. I had this dream to get married. To begin having a family. And this was within a 5-year period. Not at 17. I didn't want to get married. But within 5 years, my dad taught me to come up with some objectives, goals, and plans. And so I wrote down what I wanted in a wife, a suitable partner, a companion. Wanted to have up to 4 children, 2 to 4 children. Be a successful businessman. Of course, serve in a church because that's the family business. So I definitely see myself doing that. And be a multimillionaire and take care of my loved ones. And then I'd be able to do other things for other people. That's what I wanted to do. And so through a series of experiences, through the ups and the downs, through the valleys, as they say, honestly, I don't know if I've ever reached the mountaintop. I haven't given serious thought about that, but I'm going to. But I have had valley moments for sure. Then what happened is I began to settle. Things began to, the challenges I experienced as I was growing and heading towards the desired outcomes, the things I really wanted, I think it affected me psychologically more than I realized. And I believe I said that at the beginning when I first started these videos earlier this year, 2025. And so, but over the years since then, I've had these moments of clarity and I would get excited and then it would fizzle out. Why though? Why would my excitement fizzle out? And it's because I didn't have a disciplined mindset. I was not fully committed because I was committed to a time. I was good at starting some things, but I was terrible for the things I really wanted. I was terrible at executing. I can tell you this. I have been more successful in comparison. I've been more successful doing things for other people, my family, my church, in my career. I've been more successful at doing things for others than I have for myself. And the Bible says to love God first and then to love yourself, love others as you love yourself. So if you're unsuccessful at loving you, at managing you, taking care of you, you're not going to be as successful as you could be in helping in other relationships. loving others, giving towards others. And some of us, again, are better at giving towards others. But even then, you're not at your best because you're not taking care of you. And so I've had to realize, make some decisions and to make some adjustments, and still am making adjustments in that area to take care of Darius. Because if I do a better job of loving me, taking care of me, providing for my needs, pursuing some of my interests, I'll be better equipped to do even more, be even better at doing that for others. So we defined epiphany, which is again a sudden insight or realization of truth. A sudden insight or realization, not of lies, not of false, not of fake news, but of truth. But by itself, it changes nothing. Epiphanies didn't make me do anything, and it didn't stop me from doing anything. I chose not to. And at the end of the day, let me say it that way. It wasn't that I wanted not to do anything. It wasn't that I didn't want to get married. It wasn't that I didn't want to have kids. It wasn't that I didn't want to start a business. I didn't develop the mindset or allow myself to go through that process of becoming that person I needed to be to achieve those things. Number two, the problem with stopping epiphanies is this. People chase insights like they're chasing trophies. I think, for example, first of all, if you don't know, as far as my belief system, I'm a kingdom citizen. What does that mean? In the modern era especially, we say we are Christians. I am a kingdom citizen. You say, Darius, why you say that? Because the Bible says it. But that's a whole nother story. This is not a preaching video. But I believe in the church world. The reason I brought that up is I believe in the church world, just like in the worldly system, we love a lot of motivational content. I hope you don't watch my content just to be motivated, just to get you a shot of inspiration. I hope this moves you into action, corresponding action with your vision, if it's good. Let me clarify that, because everybody who has visions, everybody who has desires, do not have good intentions, good visions, good desires. They don't. Okay, so let's be honest about that, number one. But number two, don't watch content like this just so you can get your shot in the arm or shot in the mind of, I feel good. I got my Monday or Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, by the way. I chose not to do video on Labor Day. But don't come here to get your shot of motivation and inspiration and do nothing with it. Because one day you're going to be held accountable for the information that you gain. All of us are. I believe that. And so when you come here, I hope to inspire, to motivate you to stop being a procrastinator. I hope to motivate and inspire you, really not so much motivate, but to inspire you into action to become the person you're supposed to be, to have the things that you want to have, and to do the things you need to do. So don't just be a hearer of this content, of this information. Become a doer of it. That's what a success is. That's what the inspiration is. That's what motivates you. You don't need me to motivate you. You need to motivate yourself. So that's why I'm changing from using the word motivate, and I'd probably do a deep dive on that on another video. But I'm not interested in being your motivator. I'm interested in helping inspire you, encourage you, and if, where possible, guide you on the right path. But at the end of the day, you're the one who still have to make the decision. You get these epiphanies, you get these moments of clarity, and you choose not to do anything with it. That's entirely on you. I get it. There are situations, circumstances, and conditions you cannot control. But there are situations, circumstances, and conditions you can control. And it begins with you. You can control what you put in your mind. What do I mean by that? You can't control all the information that comes to your mind, but you can determine whether or not they get to stay. You get to determine what you get to choose that will stay, be it good information or wrong information. Both are your decision. Then you get to choose whether or not to act upon that information. I know what it's like. Again, I reiterate this. This is why I started this channel. I'm going to eventually write a book. I hadn't set a date yet, but I do need to. But I'm going to write a book about it because I believe information determines determines our lives. Having the right information, let's just say everybody has access. Having the right information or having the wrong information determines whether or not we succeed or fail in life. I'm totally convicted of that. You get that right, your life will become better. It will become easier. Not easy, but easier. So, the problem with stopping at epiphanies is this. The second thing is they feel good but don't lead to lasting results. And I've had those moments. It felt good. I had this moment of insight, this flash of lightning. I'm driving sometime, or I'm doing the dishes, or I'm watching a favorite TV show or something, and all of a sudden I get this idea. I'm like, oh, that's good. And at times I'll write it down. At times I've written it down. I've heard words I needed to hear at the right moment. Darius, you could be anything you want to be. Darius, you could do anything you want to do. Darius, you should start this business. Darius, you should speak. Or here's an opportunity to, And so I've taken some bad opportunities, but I've gained some good experiences, some good lessons out of those experiences. See, my dad taught me about reframing my past. And that's what I have done, and that's what I am doing. And it's a very powerful practice, by the way. Reframe your past. Don't let your feelings dictate your actions. Let them help with you or assist you, like a passenger driver, like a passenger in your vehicle. Let your emotions assist you, but do not let them get in the driver's seat. Because for men and women, that's very dangerous. Number 3, action creates transformation. Action, and I'm talking about the right action. I didn't say perfect action, but I said right action creates transformation. What happens? We need to think. We need to speak. We need to act differently than we have. If we want change, if we want transformation in our lives, because an epiphany can come, a moment of clarity. You're focused. It could be for a day, it could be for a week, it could be for a month, even for a year. But until you reach that destiny or that destination, you're not finished. I'm talking about a specific goal or a specific outcome that you want, a specific vision that you have. We must think, we must speak, and we must act differently. So if you are highly negative about yourself, beating yourself up, beating yourself down, telling yourself you're no good, you came from a rough family, you came from a lifestyle or a rough household, nobody loved you, start loving yourself. I would tell you this, God loves you, and that's not a cliche. I love you as a fellow human being. I'm thankful that you would take time out of your busy schedule, time out of your life to come and watch this video. I'm thankful for those who took the time to share this video with you. Thank you. I love you. You are valuable, but you must believe that. You must choose to accept that. If you're having a financial problem, stop focusing on the problem and focus on solutions. When I started shifting my mindset, I'm now working on 3 income streams after shifting my mindset. I have 3 income streams right now. I'm going to work on number 4. Why? Because I shifted my mindset. Instead of looking at the problem and accumulating more problems, or the same problems stand before me and causing me I'm allowing it I'm allowing it to keep me from moving forward in the things I want to move forward in. I shifted my focus to solutions. I started accepting certain opportunities that I should have accepted before, or maybe I wasn't unaware of at the time. So, if you shift your focus from the problems, the bad situations, circumstances, and conditions, you will shift your life in a whole. Excuse me, I apologize. You will shift your life from the position it's in now, from the state it's in now, to a much better one. But when you do see that change happen, celebrate it. I didn't say go out and have a party and get drunk. Celebrate it though. Look, notice it. Become aware of it. Be excited about it. Be thankful for it. And like, wow. Things are working out. Why? You shifted your focus. You are aware. Either you became aware of something you didn't know. Or you became aware of something you did know, but you decided to accept the awareness. Now, this is not deep. It can be deep, but This is plain language. This is plain information. All of us can do this. We already do. We already use these principles. We just got to change. What did I say? Action creates transformation. Think, speak, act differently. And what happened? Your inner world would change your outer world. So what happens then? We'll move from insight into implementation. Don't just have sight within. Oh man, woo, that's a great idea. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to start this business and it's going to touch so many people's lives and it's going to make a lot of money for me and my family. That's good. Get to stepping. Develop a strategy. If you don't know how to do that, do research online. Watch videos like this, or reach out to your mentor, somebody that you trust who understands this, or whoever who can help you. But get started. Implement these things. Don't let them sit on the shelf and gather dust, or don't let somebody else down the street go and do the same thing you thought about doing. I remember. And it's probably in the works already for somebody else, but I still could have done something with it. Y'all know those famous cup holders now, phone holders, that has a cup holder connector to it, and then you can place your phone in it.
Absolutely. It's so important to take action on
Sorry about that. I ain't talking to you right now, Siri. Sorry about that. That was my chat. She got in on the conversation. She believes in implementation too. See y'all? You thought I missed it, didn't it? Even ChatGPT knows it's the time to get into the action. So that phone cup holder deal, it's not called that exactly, but that's what I call it. I used to use one of those can holders. You know those foam can holders. You know when you have a cold can, like a soda, you put it in there. I used to use that to keep my phone in, and I don't remember how long it was, but it was probably let's just say a year. Let's say for a year I was driving around in my car and I would have put my phone in that cold drink holder, right? That foam cold drink holder. Then I started seeing these commercials on television, these infomercials. I said, man, why didn't I do anything with that? I missed a simple opportunity. I missed an opportunity there. So what's the lesson? When I have ideas, I'm not saying every single idea you have out there is worth implementing and working on, but at least get started. Weed them out maybe, but you have ideas, start acting on them and see what happens. Good ideas. I definitely want to preface this with good ideas. Why? Why am I being specific? Because there are people out there who have bad ideas. People who have a vision of doing harm to other people. I do not support that. I do not encourage that. I do not teach about doing stuff like that. Just FYI. All right, now let's go on to number 4. Let's develop a difference maker mindset. A difference maker mindset thinks like this. True change is not in the moment of realization, but in the movement after the moment. Let me say that again. True change is not in the moment of realization. No, that's the moment of awareness. But in the movement, true change occurs in the movement after the moment. What steps do you take after your eyes are open, your mind is clear, and you're ready to, and you have opportunity? Where's your mindset then? Where's your behavior then? Is it moving with the same thing, or do you go right back to where it was? Where your behavior is, if you sit on the couch, like this, for example, and you let the days, the weeks, the months go right past you. I know what it's like not to want to pick up a phone when you know somebody who's going to hold you accountable is going to hold you accountable. Now, I can handle it, but I'm not going to waste their time. And my mindset is I don't want to waste their time. I'm going to get back to them, but my mindset was I was going to get back to them. But let me do something because I know why you calling me. I know why you checking up on me to hold me accountable. And I knew that I did not. I didn't do what I said I was going to do or plan to do. And it's tough answering those questions especially when you have no answer. I mean, what do I say? Well, I still didn't do it. What you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to do this. What you said that last time. So the key is this: go ahead and if you're serious about it. If you don't want to do it, or maybe that's not what you want to do. Maybe your epiphany changed. Maybe your mind changed about it. Get to doing something productive, successful, beneficial to you and others. Why? You have one life to live. Why not make it count? You are important. You have value. You have a purpose. But the choice to accept, the choice to discover what that is entirely up to you and to me. We have choices to make. I know some people don't believe in that. You have a choice to make. Your legacy is not what you see. It's what you do with what you see. Think about that. You know, a wise man, he's gone from us right now. He passed away. But he said one of the richest places on the planet Earth is the graveyard. Because a bunch of books were never written. Businesses never started. Ideas never shared. And y'all can think of other things to go along with that. But the graveyard is one of the absolute richest places on earth because ideas died unborn, if you will. What legacy are you going to leave? If you knew you was going to die in 6 months, what would you like to leave this planet with? And it should be something better than when you first got here. Because all of us were placed on this planet to solve a problem, as my dad says. We were placed on this planet to provide value, to add value. Not to become a drain on resources, but to add value. What is that? What do you want to look back and see and say with confidence and with joy that you accomplished before you left this planet, while you was here on this planet? I don't know what that is for you. I know that I want people to know and to have felt that Darius loved God, he loved people, loved his family, and wanted to be the best he could be and do the best he could do in everything he touched. I want people to know I was here to add value. And they are the beneficiaries. What is that for you? Now, I have another way I wrote that down, but that's generally what I want. Do I want the options to get some nice fancy cars? Yes. Do I want a nice home? Yes. Do I want millions of dollars? Yes. Do I want to dress up in some of the nicest clothes? Yes. But I wasn't put here just for those things. Those are, what do you call them? Side items. Good side items, but side items. The greatest impact is what you do for others, who you become, and what you do for others. And that's what I want to leave. So, matter of fact, if I may, let me give you some homework. And hopefully you bring it, you share it in the video. Come back next week. Or really, just put it in the comments. Just put it in the comments. What is that thing? If it's not too personal, what is that thing? I said this way. What legacy would you like to leave on the planet after you pass? I appreciate y'all for joining me today. I wish God's blessings upon you. And remember, maximize the moment.